Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Joanne and this is To Crochet Curious. I am working on a basket. This is going to be basket notes number 2. I am weaving in the ends on the giveaway basket number 4. Now I carried the yarn up on the this is the inside. I turned it inside out. Here's the outside. So I got a lot of loose ends and I tied one of them in, and I thought, well, this is another aspect of basket making, so we'll talk about it on video. So I carried the yarn and then I changed colors and brought it up here, changed yarn again, and so forth. So what happened was, when you add in a yarn and then you drop it on the next row, is these are very close to each other, and because they're loose, I didn't tie them in. We're going to tie a knot here and then weave the ends in, and that's to keep it from unraveling. So here's my first round tie-in, and then one at a time I'm going to take a darning needle, and I just ordered a bunch of big eye darning needles because I cannot seem to find one when I need one. I hunt everywhere. So I have a plan, which I'll share with you when I get the parts. I have a plan. And I will share it with you. So I am just going in one direction with the green, and then I'm going to turn around and go the opposite direction. This just pulls it in a little bit more so there's less chance of it unraveling. Now you notice I'm kind of short here, see? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it around like this. I'm going to use this as the front of the needle and hold on to the end at the back. And I'm going to go underneath a stitch. And I saw somebody do this on a video a long time ago. It's very useful if you are trying to fix things. So I've brought it through. And now, of course, I can't pull the whole needle through, but I can pull the thread through and take it off the needle, and it is through the hole I wanted it to go through. And I'm going to do this a couple more times, and then I'm just going to cut it off. And since I'm going opposite directions, I'm going to go one more in sort of the same direction, and then I'm going to go, it's very fiddly, you guys. And hard to show on camera, but especially with knobby yarn. So I put it through the eye side and drew the yarn through, and then you pull the needle out. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction just to seat it a little better. And I can actually go through one of the ones I just came through. Not the one I just came through, but another one right by it. And pull that out. Now, I have gone around a few directions, so I'm just in this phrase, so it's possible it'll come undone at some point. You know, you can just blame the maker if that's the case. I'm sorry. Oh, look, it just frayed off. Yeah, handling this cotton yarn, it's the, where is it? Handling this, yeah, it starts to wear through. Now it might be maybe it's the heater. I've moved my basket around. Okay, so I got another one Where'd my needle go? And I'm gonna get this one sewn in as well, and then I'll show you one more time. Woo! Now this one, if I plan right, I won't, it's long enough, I shouldn't have to go backwards on the needle. So I'm gonna go through a couple of near stitches. You see I went through one and then I kind of veered to the right and went through another one in front of it. So I'm going through two at once. Now I'm going to switch directions and go this way like a crossroads. And then I'm going to switch directions and go back the other way through a couple of stitches. Okay, be that way. I went through 3 that time. Alright, so now we have gone a little circular pretty much, and I'm going to go one more the opposite direction from the last way I just went. Ugh. Okay, it is warmer here today, and so I'm running between too warm and just about right. Let's see, backwards would be this direction, and we're gonna call it good. You know, there's people that talk about perfect weave-ins and stuff, but this is the inside of a basket, so be realistic with yourself, okay? The inside may not look as good as the outside. And if you're carrying colors around, that's going to be the case. So, oh, and see, this one just split. So I might have to just tie this off a couple of times and call it good. All right. So, what else we got here? This one, now we carried this up several rows, so it's got a nice long. Now, if that offends you somehow, you can, I suppose, chain over it or something, but, yeah. If the basket police are coming to your house, just put it in a closet. That's my advice. Okay, whoopsie, and I dropped my needle. Where did you go, needle? All right. Sorry, as Juan the Yarn Addict says, field trip. Okay. So I tied this one off already. This is the last time I used green on the basket. So I can just go like, I can go around the white and the red there and make it look a little better, but you know, I don't know how much we care about that. But sure, why not? Alright, now that I've done that a little bit, I'll just go through some actual green stitches, because wrapping it around something is not going to cement it. So you actually have to go into your stitches to cement it. And now I've turned mine a little short, so I'm going to use the back end as I did before and go through. Pull it through, which of course is fraying it more. So we're gonna call that one good and cut it off. And I'm not cutting them like on the stitch. I'm leaving just a tiny tail out. Oh boy. I lay it down and then poof, it's gone again. Like it has little legs and it runs. Alright, so I'm going to use this one to wrap around the red a little bit too. And we'll come back this way and tie it in. So look at that, we made the white a little shorter. A lot of fuzzies today. And I've got some alpaca here, which I find very fuzzy on my nose. That's going to be my next basket. Wait till I show you that one. That'll be cool. Alright, and back the opposite direction. And one more. Underneath. And through. And we'll cut that one off as well. So, I'm sorry I can't give you a better camera view of this. It's just, you know, I'm just doing my thing here. So I'm down to just a few. And I'm going to finish tying this one off because I can. And this one, because we carried it up, there's nothing to tie it to, so I'm going to do a good job. Oh, actually, there was one over here, and I tied it to it. I did. And I already wove it in. So that's right. I forgot about that. So this you can see is a carry up, and I was a little loose with it. So that's just going to have to, you're going to have to live with that one. So I'm going to sew these in, and then this basket will be completed and ready for shipping. And I do not have an email yet from the winner, but I hope Crystal Frosto will take a look at her video notifications and come and see her name and send me an email with her address. All right. La 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 la. What else? Oh, basket notes, right? Okay, let me show you the new basket that I'm making. This one, I have some Chalpaca, which is a Premier brand. And, you know, black is a little tough to work with. And so, I'll probably have to wear my glasses the whole time. Oh, Premier's... I've never seen this before until I got the red heart and it showed how to how they wanted you to pull the end. Now this one, they're just showing you to pull from the inside or pull from the outside. I've never seen those diagrams before. I never noticed them. I'm always looking for the details on these things and not paying attention to that stuff. So, excuse me. Super bulky number 6, Premier Yarns makes this. This is the color Smoke. It's fuzzy as all get out. I mean, I feel like it's collecting in my throat right now. So, if this basket goes into a giveaway, and you are sensitive to animal, maybe you don't want this one. But it is 80% acrylic, 20% alpaca, 86 yards in a skein. I have a couple of skeins. We'll see how many I actually need. I'm pairing this with this yarn. I've had this for a long time. I bought it from somebody. I was making my friend who passed away a blanket. And I needed more of purple and blue. And she had a lot of this stuff, and she said, well, you can take it all, but I'm not going to sort out the colors. So I bought all of it so I could finish the blanket for Ed. And then this one, so I have like purple, the blue's all gone. I have purple, a purple version of this, and I have this version, which is lava, which I already had some of from the first time that I got it. And so now I have quite a few of these. So they're 38 yards per 5 ounces, and it is called a number 6. You know, it's roving style, so it goes very thin to fat. And so I thought I would make a basket from these two. Woohoo! I followed the directions. And you can see that at some places they are going to be pretty identical in size, and then it's going to, you know, rove. The lava colorway is going to rove smaller and bigger. So I'll have to select a hook for this. I'm thinking maybe 8 or 10 millimeter, but that might be too small. I don't know. Here's a 9 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, maybe a 10. All right, let's see what happens. I'm just going to start it here and talk to you for a minute, if that's okay with you. I always do a few. I got 1, 2, chain 3. Really only need to chain a few, just so you have a circle to go into, you know. So I'm going to slip stitch 4. Oh yeah, glasses, definitely, because can't even see this stuff. Okay. And here's my circle. I found it. All right, so we're going to put 8. Let's see. These, I think we're going to start with single crochets, try to make a very firm bottom. So I don't yarn over for single crochet. So we'll start with single crochets, and possibly I'll alternate singles and halves because it just goes faster. I'll be honest, it goes faster. So that's 1. 2, I'm going into the circle, single crocheting. 3, and I'm working over my ends. So before I get too far, I'm going to try to pull my circle a little closer, which I did manage to do, so that's good. All right, so I'm on 3. So 4. I can still slide my hook through. You want to make your stitches. I hear many people complain about using big hooks, big yarn. Okay, keep your stitches loose. If my stitches get tight, my shoulders start to kill me. You know, excuse me, alpaca. Whew. Okay. I think I'm on 4. 5. I'll count them when I think I'm done. 6. Now what the colors do is it helps me see the stitches. 7 and 8. Oops, I dropped it. Okay, so now I have 8 single crochets. It's made quite a tight circle. I'm going to pull my ends, see if I can get the hole in the middle any smaller. And it did go a tad smaller, so that's wonderful. And I didn't work over my ends, but it's okay, because I got the middle smaller. All right, now we've done 8, so I'm going to count them. And I'm going to show you. So here's the loop that goes on my thread, which you never count. 1, See, my loop on the that goes on the hook rises out of this one, and this one counts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm back to the one that the hook chain rises out of. So I have enough. So now what I'm going to do, since I have 8 for my rule of 8 for increasing, I am going to stick the hook into the very first one, and we're going through both sides of the chain. So the V at the top, I'm sorry, okay, so there's four things there because it has 2 sides to the chain. Let me find all 4 of them. Okay. So now we've got 2 on the hook. This is a slip stitch, so we're not wrapping again. We're just pulling it through. And we still have 8, but now the circle is closed. Okay. Now, it's nice and tight. So for the next round, I am going to stick with single and then judge it and see if I want to up it or not. But I need to add 8 stitches on top of 8 stitches. So how do you do that? By crocheting 2 stitches in every one of the 8. So we're going to do a single. Oopsie. And remember, if you pull up, you can lengthen your stitches a little bit. It'll keep it loose, keep the tension loose enough that you can get through there the next time around, okay? You want to not be pulling everything so tight that you cannot insert the hook. That's how you get frustrated with using big yarn, and you end up saying no. Alright, so I seem to have screwed this up somehow. I'm backing out. We're going to start again. If the hook isn't moving smoothly through what you're doing, something's wrong. Okay, so a single crochet, you should have, if you're only using one string, one strand of yarn, you'll have 2 loops on the hook. But of course we are using 2 strands of yarn, so we have more shows up on the hook, is what I'm trying to say. You're always going to have more. I can't do 2 things at once, guys. That's why the tutorial thing is not great for me. Okay, so here's our single crochet. There's 4 here because we're 2 together, 2 together, 2 together, pulling through. There's our first single crochet, keeping it loose, yarn over, pull up a little, plenty of room for the hook to go through. We've got 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So that's 1, 2, into the next. Should slide right into those stitches. If you're not sliding, you're not leaving them loose enough, you need to loosen your tension. You might even want to start over. Okay, so we've got 2 in the first one, 2 in the second one, going to the third one, so this is stitch number 5. Same stitch, stitch number 6. Next stitch, number 7. Same stitch, stitch number 8. Okay, my yarn is flopping all over the place. Sometimes if I'm working with 2 yarns together, I'll actually put them on the winder and make a ball of the 2 yarns. That could be very useful. Just saying. Then you don't have to juggle stuff. All right. I forgot how many we've done, but we'll count them in a second. You can rewind. I can't. Another one in the same stitch. All right. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need, oops, don't yarn over. I'm used to doing half doubles. All right, so this is 11, same stitch, 12, next stitch, 13, same stitch, 14, next stitch. This one is tight, I will admit. Okay, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we definitely have to get in there and do a stitch. So I'm going to have to just make it happen here. But I made that one too tight. Definitely. All right, I'm in. Okay, I won't make that mistake on the next round though. Okay, and in again the same stitch. Once you pull it apart a bit, it's a little easier to get into it the second time. All right, so 16 stitches. I'm counting. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, let me start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm up on the one I started at. So, we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. I think the slip stitch is the one I screwed up. So let's make it nice and loose, guys. Now slip stitch is trickier for some reason. All right, there we go. Now we have a circle with 16 stitches. To add 8 to this, we're going to stitch. Okay. The way it works for me is round 1, 8 stitches. Round 2, stitch 1 and stitch 2 go together. Round 3, stitch 1 by itself. Stitch 2 and 3 go together in round 3. So you're going to do 3 stitches in round 3 into 2 stitches. And I really don't want to confuse you with this. I'm going to show you what I do, okay, and how I count it. All right? So the one thing we are going to do here is use a stitch marker, which I am famously not good at remembering to use and then regretting it when I need it. So in the very first, where we're starting, okay, first we'll do the first stitch. That's what we got to do. And then put in the stitch marker. Okay, so now I want to switch it up to half double crochets. So we need to heighten here. So we're going to chain 2 on this row to start it. This is going to count as our first stitch. Okay. So we're going to mark this as the first stitch. All right, there's a chain marker on it. We know when we get back to that one, we're slip stitching, okay? Then we're going to the next stitch, and this is 1, so 2 and 3 go together in the second stitch. So these are half double crochets. You yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through everything on the hook. This is a little more complicated when you have so much yarn on the hook. And I lost one of my colors, so we're going to start again. So we yarn over, go into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and now let me see, how do I show you that I do this? Here we go. You want to look over my shoulder? So now we're pulling through all 3, and we came up with our 2 pieces of yarn. We yarn over, we're going back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and go through everything on the hook. And you should end up with 2 strand colors at the end, and you've got 2 together. And I have no idea if that's visible to you, but we'll see what it looks like when I do the editing on it. I'm sorry if it doesn't look good. So yarning over and going into the next stitch for 1. And this is why the stitch marker is helpful. We're not going to count the total number of stitches this time. We're just going to say 1, next stitch, 2, same stitch, 3. Then we say next stitch, 1, and pull out some more yarn. Next stitch, 1, 2, yeah, 2, same stitch, 3. And I don't know if you can see, but you know, it does glide pretty easy on the hook. So you just got to leave that tension open. Enough. And you're only going to find out what enough is by doing it. So the next stitch we're doing 1, next stitch, 2, same stitch, 3. Next stitch, 1, you might have time to do this with me. You can keep up. Next stitch, 2, I don't crochet as fast as some people. Same stitch, 3. All right. So much fuzz. But I really like alpaca. I have this alpaca yarn I've been wanting to do something with. And I just haven't hit on the right thing yet. And of course had time to do it, because I have 1,000 projects I want to do. So I'll be on here for centuries, you guys. Okay. Well, I just did 2. I know that. Okay, that's all I have to know, because I'm on round 3. So I'm going to do 1, 2, in the next stitch, and 3 in the same stitch. And then 1, 2, 3 in the same stitch. And 1, 2, 3 in the same stitch. And guess what? We are at the end. I'm up to the stitch marker, which I'm going to take out. I'm going to slip stitch to the chain 2. Top of the chain 2. That was our half double crochet. All right, we have completed round 3. We have a nice firm basket bottom, and I like the colorway, so I'm going to continue with this. So you'll never guess what we're going to do on round 4. We're going to do 1 stitch, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this way, on the 4th round, we will add 8 stitches. And we'll have a total of 32 at the end of the round. I'm going to make you guys a graphic. You can take a screenshot of it if I can figure out how to do that. And so I'm going to continue on this basket, and I will show progress on it later. I do have a plan. I think I talked about it on something to make a crochet. That's short for crochet hook. A crochet holder. So, anyway, I have plenty of this lava yarn. I have plenty of alpaca in smoke. So, I know I can make a cool basket with this. I'm gonna do that. And I think it's going to have more than one layer. And I have my thoughts how I'm going to do that. And I've never done that before either. So, okay. Yep, there's an idea in there. All right. Okay, so that is, oh wow, 38 minutes already. I'm sorry, that's so long. Basket notes number 2. Again, I apologize, I can't do a standard tutorial, but I can talk through stuff, so I guess that's what we'll be doing. Stay tuned. I have another giveaway going. It's giveaway number 5 for 700 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. And don't miss out on the 1-year pod-iversary, because I'm selecting prizes to give away during the live. And if you are present and you enter into each individual drawing, you will be eligible for each individual drawing. And that's about it. So the pod-iversary is going to be Sunday, June 28th, January 28th. Oh my gosh, January 28th, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. The year is 2024, and I'm just half losing my mind. So, all right, you guys, take care. Bye.